Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Game You Cannot Watch. Hope you're all doing well. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. It feels like a bit cup half empty. If it is actually, to be fair, I think it's a fair appraisal, really. Feels like a bit of a non-event, really.
Well, if you're not at the game, it is a non-event.
Quarter empty now. I'm not feeling it really.
Anyway, kick off an hour and 5 minutes away at the LNER Stadium as Lincoln City take on West Ham United in third round of the Carabao Cup this evening. There is a radio, if you're wishing to listen to it, there is a radio service for this match, but there's not a visual radio for this one. So the only people that will watch 90 minutes tonight are those in the ground. You're not in the ground, you ain't getting to watch it this evening. We're here for the build-up show, got the lineups out in a handful of minutes. But obviously, naturally, there's no watch along. Charlie is not doing a listen along this evening.
Bit difficult, isn't it?
We can if he wishes. If he wishes to listen to the radio and discuss it, it's up to him. But I'm not going to request him to do that.
No.
So there's no listen along this evening. Now, the lineup, the rumored lineup, the lineup that I have on my phone, which I think is yet to be incorrect. Is that fair? Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Your phone is a very clever phone. Yeah.
It is pretty reliable. So if I were to tell you there's one player that started against Liverpool starting tonight, there's 10 changes, one player, who would it be? Who's your guess?
Souček.
Interesting. Well, we'll find out you're correct in a few minutes as we're trying to... I'm trying to give away. I don't have a good poker face. It may be Souček. It might be Thomas Souček. I'm not saying anything, but it might be Thomas Souček. So anyway, 10 changes for West Ham tonight. I'm sure you've all seen the reports earlier. Gonzo did the videos all everywhere that look likes of James Ward-Prowse, Lucas Paqueta, Emerson, and 4 others have been left back in London for this one. So expect a couple of youngsters on the bench, but I wouldn't expect more than 3, I think. Obama, Knightbridge, and Casey. Depends on what you class in Nang as these days and Connor Coventry. I don't class them as youngsters anymore. Soon when you have to be registered, that's where you stop being a youngster, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, they're both of us out, but I don't know what you're alluding to. I didn't see the video that you're referring to earlier, actually, but so I'm not really
up on it.
That's right, yeah, absolutely. But so I'm not completely up on the news. Who knows? I don't know. There are so many. When I was just looking through it, there are so many people he needs to get game time into their legs, like Cornet, for example, like Kera. There ain't a lot of wriggle room for those youngsters. Well, I do hope that we see a couple of them. That's for sure. Did you see the picture of Callum Marshall and that the club used? He's like, he said in training. He didn't look at
because his mates aren't there. He's only one there. That's why the rest of them are not in this squad. I don't want to say too much because I'm trying to look forward to the game, but I know it's not gone down too well with 1 or 2 people. That's all I can. I shouldn't even say that. Can we just edit that bit out, Charlie? Please, can we rewind live stream?
Yeah, absolutely. It's more than they'll be able to do for the game. At least we can. You can't do that on radio, can you?
But anyway, hopefully we see Callum Marshall get an opportunity. He might be starting, but if he's not,
if he's on the bench, you're particularly good at this, Geo.
If he's not starting, hopefully he gets an opportunity. Anyway, lineups will be with us in a minute's time or something. For this one, if you're new around here, please do subscribe. Also, drop a like on the video. It really does help out this channel. It helps out this video as well. Not that there's much point to it because there's no watch along aspect, but.
It's usually better than this. If this is the first time you watch Hammers Chat, it's usually better than this. We normally got a game to look forward to.
You know something though? I'm like Brad here. I'm like this Brad. So he hates the way you can't watch it. No, it's come with a subscription service. It's mental. I mean, I was ranting to you about it today, but I actually got more angry about it as the days gone on. I just think it's ludicrous that there's only 10,000 people going to watch this game. The lower league clubs are starved of financial resources. Yeah. This is a great way of being able to plough money into the lower league clubs. And this competition is dying on its arse, and people complain the competition is dying on its arse. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll block it so nobody can watch it. Yeah. Oh, what a great way of getting everybody's enthusiasm. But it's just complete bonkers. Anyway, would you like to know the West Ham starting 11?
Yes, please. No Callum Marshall in the starting 11. I'm taking
it. There's not, but it's on the bench. The West Ham starting 11 this evening at the LNER Stadium. We have Lucas Fabianski in goal with Thilo Kehrer at right back. Mavropanos partners Ogbonna at centre back with Ben Johnson left back. Thomas Souček is in the middle of the pitch, and you would assume alongside Mohammed Kudus and Pablo Fornals. Saeed Benrahma on the left, Maxwell Corney on the right, maybe, and Danny Ings up front. I guess the question is, are you happy? The second question is, how do you think they're all going to line up a little bit?
I would imagine. Well, do you remember I said I would probably play Fornals in the middle next to whoever's playing? I can't remember what I said. I think I said Fornals and Alvarez quite possibly. So I think Fornals is almost like a number 8 there. No problem with that at all. Get him in there. So I think if that's the case, then maybe Kudus is playing as attacking midfield, which is quite right. That's where I want to see him. I want to see what he can do there. Moyes he's got to give. What I'm trying to do is look at that team and think who he can't give a game to. And he needs to give a game to pretty much most of them, aside from Souček. I don't think he needed to do that, quite frankly. I'm not, but most of them he needs. If you just put aside whether you think Danny Ings is right for West Ham or not, and I don't. If you put that aside and just assume, well, we're with him until January, and if we're in until January, at least we're going to need him, then you're going to have to concede that he probably needs a bit of match sharpness. So I do have a level of sympathy for this, but I would have put in, as you know, the 3 youngsters that I chose, I would have put into this team. So I'm not angry with it. We also, it's all very well saying this, and we talk about these youngsters, we talk about these reserve players, which is what some of them are, and we talk about it with absolute certainty, like we're going to get through, like we're going to get through. So why doesn't he just chuck him and him in? We do need to get through this time.
Yeah, but nobody's asking for a team of youngsters, though. No one's requesting that.
I wasn't saying they were, mate. I've not read anything of anyone. So
yeah, I've yet to see anyone suggesting we should play the youngsters. I think everybody just wants to see 2 or 3 in the starting 11 and another couple on the bench that can come on should we be winning at some point. But that logic, which I get what you're saying, because I think that is Moyes' logic, and it's hard to argue with it. But that logic can be applied to literally any game this season. Therefore, there's no other game that we can play any youngsters this season because of what we have to do. But at the end of the day, we've apparently decided that Ben Johnson's not going to be kept on at West Ham. So we've decided to play him over someone that may have a future at the
Which
club.
Is what I said in the earlier video. I did say that. Yeah.
So it's a difficult one. Like I was speaking to someone earlier. I'm going to watch what I say here because I don't want to say who it is or give any clues. But
you better do better than that poker face earlier, then. Otherwise, you are going to give it away.
I think there's a frustration. I'm never not considered this, but I find myself agreeing with him, and that is that there's a frustration that Ben Johnson and Conor Coventry are now being included in the under 21s because it means under 21 players are now dropping to the bench to accommodate them. Absolutely, and now there's players on the bench getting out the squad altogether. So there's now teenagers at West Ham's development's been hindered because we don't have anything for Conor Coventry in the senior team, so we put him in the first team for fitness reasons. That's it. He's not got a future at West Ham, so he's playing under 21s for fitness. But the cost of that is hindering someone who might have a future at West Ham, their development time. They're now not getting game time on the pitch, and I never really considered it from that aspect before. So there's a frustration bubbling, I think. And like I said, I think it comes down to we just got a big squad. This is the problem with a big squad. I think sometimes you can have too big a squad. Pep Guardiola, like I said, everybody always says, "Oh, it's all right for City with their big squad." Actually, he usually uses the least players in the Premier League, funnily enough, because he can't have 2 world-class players for every position. He might do, but that'll be Bernardo Silva covering the right wing and centre midfield. But anyway, that's the West Ham starting 11. The bench for West Ham this evening is we've got Joseph Anang on there as well as Vladimir Soufal. Edson Alvarez is on the bench with Nathan Gerd and Conor Coventry. We've also got Casey, the centre-back. He's on the bench with Mubama, the striker. Callum Marshall, who can play out wide or up front, and as well as Dan Chesters, as Gonzo says, has been playing right wing-back more recently, who has played for the first team previously. So we've got 4 youngsters on the bench, and Casey, Mubama, Marshall, and Chesters.
Yeah, I would have had Earthy in there. I know you would have had Orford in there, but yeah, that's apart from that, they do, he's put the ones on there that I would like to see. Obviously, I said I would have liked Chester's to have started. I certainly would have started Benrahma and would have started Earthy, to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the onus is on those first teamers or whatever, senior players, let's call them that, to get the job done as early as they can. So David Moyes feels inclined that he can bring some of these players in, because if you don't, then you are actually going to see Soufal, Agurd and Alvarez coming. That's who you're going to see coming on. So, it's I really want to see some of these youngsters there. It's the thing is with a lot of these lads, they would have known yesterday, quite possibly. Moyes would have told them, and then to tell their families, and there would have been a club allocation of tickets at a party, and then some of your whatever. It's a way. It's not a great one, Lincoln, but each player probably allowed to take 2 or 3 players with them with the club party, or they will get tickets. So, Marshall and Bama, Chester's, their parents will be there tonight, or their families will be there tonight. So it is. It's not, it would be nice for them to get on. Casey's as well. I only left Casey out because he disappeared off the screen. I'm sure his family will be there as well. I'll say anything about his family. I'm sure they're very, very lovely. But yeah, so I do think it is important. It's an important occasion for them that at least some of them get onto the pitch, really. And Nang is, I bet a Nang probably don't even bring his gloves to the game anymore. Do you know what I mean?
So, well, it's closest he's been to getting in the team, isn't he? I think for Nang, he's got good goalkeepers behind him, like younger goalkeepers behind him, trying to get onto the bench as well. And they've been speaking quite publicly about basically wanting a Nang's place in the first team squad, which is good. Anyway, I know there's people asking for the first 11. We'll get up on screen in just a minute. We're going to do the Lincoln team first, because that's who we're playing this evening. In goal for them is Jensen. That's all I know. So I'm going to read out the players. I couldn't tell you what position each one playing. But this is the Lincoln lineup. We've got Sorensen as well as Mitchell and O'Connor. We've got Rowan with Burrows as well as Irahon and Hamilton. We've got Hackett, Smith and Ajalukin. Now, I should know how to pronounce that, because that's the former West Ham Academy player that Gary was speaking about. He came through he didn't make it at West Ham's Academy, but Ajalukin, the last player on the starting 11 now, he is a striker for Lincoln. He's a makeshift striker. He's a winger playing up front. Former West Ham Academy boy. So there you go.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's learned something from West Ham, because David Moyes likes to do to play a winger up front, doesn't he?
That's what I said to Gary. So to get your manager, give Moyes a chat after the game. He'll tell you what to do. But their graphics actually in order. So I'm hoping that Sorensen, Mitchell and O'Connor are the centre-backs. Rowan's on the right. That Burrows and Irhon's in the middle, with Hamilton on left, Hackett, Smith behind Ajalukin, because we know they play 3-4-3, thanks to Gary. So that might be their lineup. But that is the starting 11 from Lincoln. The bench, just for anyone interested, we've got Wright, Brown, Jackson, Bishop, Duffy, Ioma and Makama. There we go. I like playing these teams and not TSC. I like this is better. Wright, Brown, Jackson and Bishop. Brilliant. Happy days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good for them, and you know what, good for their social media team, because they probably, it looks like they've managed to print a full allocation of players on their social media page as well, which is very good as well.
Yeah, it feels like I didn't read out many players. They have got a lot of injuries, though. Well, they've got 3 strikers and they're all out, so this is the 4th choice striker essentially up front for them this evening. Right, for those who are tuning in, there is no stream for this game. There is no visual radio, as we call it here on Hammers Chat. There is a radio. The BBC are putting the audio out for this one, so you can listen to the commentary. We cannot see the commentary for this one, unfortunately. There will be highlights on ITV at 5 midnight for all the cup games. But usually Sky Sports News have the goals as they go in. So if you put Sky Sports News on, you'll see all the goals from around the ground as they fly in. And there'll be highlights on YouTube tomorrow, on West Ham's YouTube tomorrow as well. So that's as good as you're getting. But you're not getting to see the 90 minutes tonight. There's nothing. So we're all struggling. We do this every year, though. I remember doing it last year. I remember what we did a year ago. Do you remember what we did a year ago on this show? We're trying to guess your girlfriend's name. We played Blackburn. And the live chat gave up, so they were all trying to guess what your girlfriend was called.
Even I can't remember what she was called a year ago. I know, I probably knew then.
Anyway, I don't. I better say.
No, you know. I don't.
Brilliant, Susan.
No, but people know what my girlfriend's name is. So it's sorry,
Steve.
Yeah, he's lovely.
You've got a modern one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Anyway, right, we're going to do now. We're going to head over to Bet365. Myself and Gonzo. We're going to compile a little bet, and should that bet win, we'll give it to one of you guys that's in the live chat. Gonzo, what are you fancying for the bet tonight?
Do you know what? Are we going to do scoreline? You don't like doing scoreline, do you?
No, I don't. It's very restrictive.
Danny Ings is going to score because he has to.
Okay, right. We'll put that in. We can't do that because he has to part, but we can do that. He's going to score a goal part, so we'll put that in. Is there anything else you're fancying? I think fancy Kudus to score as well, or are we being greedy? Well, we've got to put stuff in.
Greedy? He's a bloody £35 million. No,
let's put Kudus in. We'll put West Ham to win. It doesn't do anything to odds. We won't put West Ham to win in case somehow they both score and we go out, so we won't put that in.
To be fair to Kudus, somebody else could score and I'll probably credit it to him.
West Ham corners. We'll rack up 5, do you reckon?
Oh, that'd be awful, though, wouldn't they? That'd be daisy cutters.
They can be crap. It doesn't matter. We just need to achieve the corners.
Five or more crap corners. I'm thinking
we shall obtain the corners.
Yeah,
and then where's cards? Are they not doing cards? Are they not letting you do cards? Because I always say go low on this one. We're not really a dirty team, West Ham. So actually, they won't be. That'll do. It's £50. It's not much, but if this wins, someone gets £50. Right? If West Ham get 5 or more corners, Ings scores a goal and Kudus scores a goal, one you lot are getting £50. In the live chat, do you want a phrase?
I've got a phrase. Go on.
All right. In the live chat, please insert the following phrase.
Play on words. So one of the Lincoln players, and it is can West Ham hack it?
Can West Ham hack it? His name's right there. It's going away. There you go. There's how you spell hack it. But there you go. We assume it's a back three, Hammer 1999. When I spoke to the Lincoln fan, he said they play 3-4-3. So I don't see why they would differentiate away from that. So I would expect that. There you go. Thank you very much to Jan. Can West Ham hack it? Jan? Get that into the live chat. Double T, but it doesn't really matter how you spell it. It doesn't matter. If just as long as you put can West Ham hack it, you're entered. Bet wins.
But spelling West Ham might help.
Are you okay with the lineup, or are you look? I'm disappointed. I knew this was coming, so I feel like I'm not surprised, but I still find myself a bit like, honestly, I don't want to be too knee jerk, but seriously, Mubama, just go out on loan in January. You're not going to get a chance.
Yeah. There's a lot of me that and I've already said that this week. I was in fact, say that this week I was quite clear what I thought that some players possibly will need to leave West Ham to get on. That being said, I just know what I'm like, and in the build up to the game, I even did it during this, and I saw the name going across there. I thought, do you know what? No, the youngsters aren't playing. I'm still looking forward to watching Kudus play. And I thought, oh no, I'm not. I'm not going to see him play. So I don't think I'd been ultimately, Geo, I'm not going to see this bloody game. So as long as there's a nil by Lincoln's name and a number by West Ham's at the end of the game, I'll take it. And again, ultimately, I'm going to, if a youngster comes on, I'm going to be reading a story about it. I'll be reading. And I'd like, there's 2 different reasons. Mubama deserves to play in this game, and I would have started him, as you know. Danny Ings is unsuited to West Ham. The person most likely to play with a high press that's as strong and as fast like Antonio is not Danny Ings, it's Mubama. And he's been waiting in the queue for longest, right? So I would like to see him there, and I think he deserves it as well. I would really like to see Marshall for a different reason, very, very different player. But as you know, because I've said it to you privately and I said it to you in video, I suspect he's not the type of player that can thrive in David Moyes' team. But he has scored 11 goals in 6 games. His finishing is nothing short of sensational. It's really hard. There are so many talented young players at West Ham at the moment, and you could pick out 5 or 6 who will go on and play have really good professional careers. This boy could be special. and he's just signed a new deal. And I just would like to see us give a little bit of impetus to him as well. I'm a little bit worried about Kudus as well. Actually, it would be more if we're talking about these. Is he captained the team last season? He was in sensational form, with the exception of Kudus. Kudus looks faster than anything we got in the first team. He can play wide. He can play in a number of positions. He was, as I say, was a captain, FA Youth Cup last season. There's no reason that he should have progressed. And the fact he's not in there now, I find that possibly more of a worry than anything else, because, again, he deserves to be given a chance. But that being said, when it comes to the end of it, I want us. I did a video. David Moyes has got a first for trophies now. Hey, so have I. So I want us through to the next round. And I do understand there's mitigation for most of these players playing. But as you know, I can't say any more than that. I said it in the preview. I'd have taken 3 of them out and put 3 youngsters into this lineup.
Yeah, the thing is, you could include all the youngsters. The ones we're rattling off his stuff. He could have done. But the thing is, the players involved tonight, well, the fact is we've made 10 changes. Only one player started against Liverpool. So it's while we've got a very senior squad out there, only one started against Liverpool. And it's quite possible that, well, actually, I'm pretty confident only one will start against Sheffield United, whether that's Souček or Kudus or Benrahma. It'll be one of those 3 that starts on Saturday afternoon as well. And then we might get an indication as to who the first sub is. Come half-time, Kudus has had a really good game of winning. He's the first one off. Then there's your indication that he might be set for a start on Saturday afternoon. But so I think in terms of the squad, the only one that's in the squad, which I'm a bit was that necessary about, is probably Edson Alvarez. He's probably the one I think, did you really need to include him? Because in his position is Lewis Orford and is Patrick Kelly. And I think, well, I think they actually be okay in how David Moyes plays football, pardon me, and in the fact that they're quite tough in midfield and are neat and tidy on the ball as well. So I think they'd have coped okay. But I can see why Moyes hasn't included more youngsters in the matchday squad. It's just the starting 11 to have none of it's slightly disappointing. But this is where we need the seniors to do the business. Other youngsters just won't get on. He might put Mubama on. Do you know if we need a goal? Mubama might come onto the pitch, but will Marshall come on? I'm not too sure, truth be told.
But that's why Ings has to. I feel that this is, and I feel bad about Ings because I feel that I'm on Ings back a bit, and I don't want to be. I just wanted us not to have signed him, and I wanted us to. And I wanted him to have gone to a club. He left Aston Villa with the best intentions to get first-team football. It's never going to happen at West Ham because he doesn't suit our style of football. I'm very, very sure if he went almost anywhere else, he'd be scoring goals. And I mean almost. I've not seen the style of football everyone plays, but Danny Ings in a footballing side will score goals. So I feel bad about being on his back. But that being said, if he's not coming on as a substitute at the moment and impacting games, in fact, he looks crap. Again, not his fault, right? But he looks crap. If he can't get onto that pitch and look like the best striker that every Lincoln player has ever seen, then he's got a problem. He's 125 grand a week. He's an established Premier League striker, played for Liverpool and blah, 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 right? This is it. If he flops here, then there is no. This is it as the last hiding place. I'm not saying he's hiding, by the way, right? But in terms of anyone making an excuse for him, it's the last hiding place, and there is no reason not to give Mubama the chance because he's clearly talented. It clearly that just comes down to style. And let's be fair, the manager has been allowed to build a squad. And a lot of them are players that really suit his style. James Ward-Prowse, Edson Alvarez. We can run on with the list. But if it comes down and Danny Ings fails, it's because of the system. We're not going to sell all of those players and then build a team around Danny Ings. It'll be Danny Ings that goes. It won't be the manager and the player that goes. It'll be Danny Ings. So I think he needs to do something here.
Anyway, let's turn to live chat now, see what you're all saying, get your thoughts saying about the West Ham team and how you're feeling ahead of the game, but no score predictions, please. Seb says, great to see you, both of you gents. It's been a while since I caught one of you live. Last Dog says Ings will get a couple of goals tonight. I mean, that's the thing. No, we're not saying Ings will be crap tonight.
Well, I predicted him to score in a bet.
Yeah. It's just that Obama hasn't had an opportunity. It's two different things. I think it's two different things. A lot of people asking where to watch it. I know there's some people saying you can watch it. I'm 90% confident you will not be able to watch this game tonight. It happens every year. No matter who would play at this stage of the cup competition, you will not be able to watch it. Do your best to find it. If you find it, great. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even going to bother looking because I'm very confident I'm not going to find anything. There is a radio, BBC Lincoln, I think it is, or BBC Lincolnshire, or whatever it is, people are putting up that is on there. So it is on the radio, but that's the last time we addressed the can you watch it comment. No, the answer is no. Brian says we're very negative. Whatever decision Moyes makes, you will find something to criticise.
I think he's negative.
Well, I call it debating. I actually think we're defending Moyes a little bit by saying we understand why these players are playing.
Does that be enough with the team might have changed 3 of the players? I don't know. You can't please everyone, can you? At the end of the day, I don't know what he was going to think, so I can't mirror his thoughts. He just needs to sort of think to himself, and then he'll confirm what he already thinks. You know what I mean?
Anyway. Well, maybe he can go find a channel that loves everything that Moyes does, and he'll be better over there.
Well, there is one.
Well, Brian, head over to the positive, happy channel place, and that loves everything Moyes does. And when we get beat, remember to be positive because Moyes gets everything correct. Anyway, Ian says, if I were a youngster, I'd run away from West Ham while Moyes is manager. What was that guy's name? Was it Steve? Brian's going to hate you, Ian.
I would like to say there's already been a message saying I'm backing Moyes' team selection too much. It is very post, by the way. It's very spread. So, you just got to give your own opinion, haven't you? That's what you got to do.
Matt says, things are terrible tonight, but Bama has to be our second striker.
I would totally agree with that, Matt.
Steve thinks the team is okay.
Yeah, okay.
And Clam says, I wish I went for you better over the weekend. It didn't win. It did not win. West Ham.
It felt close though at one point, didn't it?
Yeah, because Bowen scored and
we got the cards wrong.
No, we got everything right. Just that West Ham had to get a point.
Oh yeah.
So that was what let us down. But the rest of it all won. Juicy P says, given that Ings is up front tonight, he's got to produce. Otherwise, what's the point?
That's exactly what I think.
Hammerboy 08 says it's disheartening, but ultimately, if we win more this season, then I'll take it. Then we can go again with a new manager and new ideas.
I'm not so sure. I'm not. As I keep hearing this, a lot of people saying the manager's going at the end of the season.
I think there's more evidence that he is staying. Gail Ings is back, says Jack. He's a proven Premier League goal scorer. He's got a better first touch than Antonio. Ings is a good finisher.
Oh my goodness!
I
don't know what he thinks we said.
I don't know if he's talking to us because we've.
Just tag. If you see someone, tag them in. Tag the people in.
I don't know. Mark says this is the reason I'm Moyes out. Earthy, Marshall, and Obama Scarles should all be given 90 minutes. He doesn't care. He wants winning CV for next year when hopefully he's gone. Hammer 1999 says I don't mind the lineup. Lacks a bit of physicality in the middle of the park, but possesses a lot of good technical players in attacking areas. Concerned if we need to go off the bench though.
I'm more concerned. Sorry for us. I'm probably more concerned than anything else about Souček being in the middle. I just don't think there's any need for it. And I'm not sure what he brings to the centre of the park. And obviously that's one of the things. Now I'm aware now we just put him on the bet for him to score. Now I said that, by the way, from a corner because I said I think I think there was an opportunity there. If he's resting up everybody, there probably was an opportunity to do something there.
I actually agree with the Souček one because I think if you put Orford and Fornals in there, I think it's a little bit light. I think you need someone that's got Moyes' way of playing in the middle of the park. And I actually quite like the message that sends to Thomas Souček. Souček wouldn't have played in this year. He probably did against. Someone will go look it up and go, he did play against Blackburn. But you're going to get my point here, hopefully, which is previously Souček has been undroppable. Well, now I think this says to Souček, actually, you will be playing these games. You're no longer. I've left 7 players back in London. You're not one of them. In fact, I'm playing you. I actually quite like the message, and it says to Souček, it'll keep him on his toes, hopefully, and. Hopefully we see a man of the match performance from him, actually. We know what the downside of that is. It means he'll book his place to start against Sheffield United, whether he should or shouldn't. But I actually get why Moyes has put him in there. It's the lack of substitution on the bench for Souček I'm disappointed by. No Orford to bring on if we're doing all right. So I'm fine with it.
Freddie Potts scored, maybe, for Wickham. Was it Wickham? He scored for Wickham last night, possibly.
What's that, sorry?
I think Freddie Potts scored last night.
Oh, he scored a volley. It was an absolute banger.
Yeah.
Like first time volley on the edge of the box, flew in, screamer. And Phil says, we'd like to have seen Chesters and Casey play. It would be good alongside the more experienced players. Kiyossi says the team selection is pretty good. Pleasantly surprised Cornet.
Again, he needs a chance, Cornet. He does need a chance. And Moyes has to be fair with him. Moyes has to give him a chance of redemption. I feel, I don't know, there's no proof. I feel he's been punished for long enough, you know? And if he plays well, again, then give him a chance. Give him a chance not just to come on in the 89th minute. If he plays well in this, give him a chance for 60 minutes in a game off the bench, you know what I mean? Or something like that. But he's got a... I'm not looking forward to seeing him. I'm not going to bloody see it, am I? I keep thinking that. Damn it.
Looking forward to the highlights at 5 midnight.
Yeah, I'll be watching Suits until then, I think.
Hayden says, I feel that Moyes, once it's wrapped up in the first half, then we will see the kids. He has a lot of people to keep happy now whilst fielding winning teams.
That's Hayden Marshall. That's Callum's dad. Did you say?
I'm pretty confident that Moyes will not want to bring Edson Alvarez on tonight. I'm pretty sure he's thinking, I do not want to have to use him, but he's there probably to make up the numbers, really, and to make sure he does have some senior players on the bench just in case. Because we've seen it in the past where, you know, away games in Europa League, Kidminster, where we've had to take the big guns on because it's not working. We've had to actually call on the good ones. If anything, our bench is quite light in that regards, in the sense that there's no real... We don't have Lucas Paquette on the bench where things aren't going right. Let's get the guy on there who's going to run through this team. So
no fire extinguisher is there on the bench? No.
But then this is where the youngsters are. We can't have it both ways. We can't want to see the youngsters. So I'm okay with the team he's put out tonight. If the attitude is right, well, we should win. They should be okay. We shouldn't need Paqueta on the bench. If we need to call on Paqueta, something's gone wrong, essentially. So I'm okay with the bench he's chose. Like I said, I wouldn't mind Lewis Orford on there ahead of Edson Alvarez, but I'm all right with the rest of it. Chris says Moyes has to come up with attacking tactics. It'll be a difficult game. Moyes can't do plan B.
That's very true. He can't sit back and do his thing. He is going to have to.
We've seen against TSC, we won't sit back.
Yeah.
We literally just saw last Thursday. We didn't sit back against TSC.
No, we didn't.
We were all over them. We just couldn't create a chance. That's the problem. But we had all the possession. We were in their half.
Yeah.
They barely got out of it. So we won't sit back tonight. It's just, if anything, I think he's got quite an attacking team there. For now, it's Kudus, Cornet, Benrahma. That's serious attacking options. So Kerr's, do you know something? Ben Johnson's okay going forward. He's not a fantastic attacking fullback, but he's not crap either. Either's Kerr. We've got loads of attacking players on the pitch. Charlie says, went to the Europa game, the overwhelming chant for Antonio to come on. Moyes definitely heard our voice. Dinos looks brilliant. Looking forward to seeing more. Hey, you're not getting to see him, Charlie.
No.
Bill's asking who's going to take the corners. Finals. It's got to be Finals, isn't it?
It would be Finals, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Henry says, or Thierry Henry maybe, but Henry says that sorry I jumped in late, finished for the day, and I'm liking our new squad, how it's been adapted. We're going to have a good game tonight. Excited for everyone at the game to see Cornet, Manfrepanos, Kudus.
He's got it. Henry's got it. He's excited for everyone at the game to see.
Yeah, see? He didn't say that. I just said it. Look, he never typed that. I just changed it.
Oh. Sneaky.
It was my joke.
Oh. All right. Well, Henry, I've been doing it. I keep on thinking, I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Ben said they should have put more of the youth in the front and full-backs and have established Premier League players around them.
I'd have played Chest. I said in the preview, I'd have played Chest as at right back to see what he could do, certainly.
Sybil says, only been watching the last few minutes. This was a few minutes ago he said this. You two seem a little bit teasy tonight. We're just grumpy. We can't watch the game.
We're not the only ones. Everyone can watch it.
But that Brian annoyed me as well.
I think the thing is with the Ings one, right? I'm left with nowhere to go on it, right? Not to be self-indulgent for a second, but I said I think he's a quality striker. I mean, he's scored goals for loads of teams. He's really good, but I don't think he could score. I don't think he's suited to our system. The only way I can go by that is say Ings is brilliant. He'll score goals for lots of teams, and he suits our system. That's the only way I could praise him anymore than that. I just don't think he is. You know what I mean?
I'm not that arsed. At the end of the day, clearly he didn't tune into the Liverpool one because we were happy with the starting 11 then. And what's like, I just don't get it. Why would we sit here and just nod in agreement with everything? Oh, Moyes has done this, fantastic, right? Enjoy the game, everyone catching it. What's the point in that? We're going to debate it, even if we're really happy with the team. We're still going to debate it for the sake of. Well, it's what you do. Can you imagine tuning into Monday night football with Carragher and Neville and go, do you know what? Eddie Howe's picked the right team there. So just
got anything to say, Nev?
No, nothing. Love it. I'm off. I'm off.
And to be fair, have your opinion changed? Because actually, what you said about Souček made sense to me after you said it. Well, yeah, actually, you're right. You have made a good point there. By
flip flopper.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Anyway, Ben says Mubama's going to follow Baptiste and leave as he has no hope. Realistically, this is the only game he could start for us until the FA Cup. Cornet will get injured at 11 minutes to fly to Barbados for treatment, says James. Bo, who's going to get a bollocking from Brian, said, awful team selection. Where's Earthy? Where's Mubama? And why isn't he starting Marshall? I think this shows how bad this bloke is. Get him out. Dean said, I can't believe we can't watch Cornet being offside.
I know. You can imagine it, though, Dean, can't you? If you think in your mind's eye, you can see it.
I'm going to look up the in-play stats and see if it's West Ham offside 2. I'm going to go, Maxwell! Twice!
We're missing out, Dean, aren't we?
Maybe it'll be on the highlights. Maybe if it's like 0-0, they'll just show Cornet's offsides.
You mentioned. Breaking news, the yellow ticker tape at the bottom on Sky Sports News.
Dean also says Cornet, Kudus, Fornals and Benrahma. That's a lot of flair. Scarborough rightly saying we didn't sit back against Luton either. I know people are saying the game's been shown on these websites. All I'm going to say is I don't think they are.
Can we just say you can try it, but they do that so as you click on them and then they get the advert and they get the click and they harvest your data. By the way, because just to get it, they don't let you decline the cookies. You have to say yes, and then there's no game there. And listen, if someone's got it, I'd bloody love to know about it because I'd like to see it. But Geo is absolutely right. We do have this every bloody year.
Every year it has. We're speaking from experience of the Carabao Cup third round blackout. The footage don't exist. They don't care. The people in charge do not care enough for you to watch the game. You're not allowed to watch your game. It is on the radio, Steve. BBC Lincolnshire. You'll be able to find it. It is on the radio. David says, sorry, he's late for the show. Probably a good thing you missed it, David. It's David Moyes. It's David Moyes is tuning in.
I'm happy with you, mate. Well, someone is actually, but a lot of others aren't.
Going to have to start from the beginning. I wouldn't bother doing that. The team is somewhat third choice, but given a lot of players an opportunity, we'd like to see if Cornet can do something.
Well, the players appreciate your opportunity, Mr. Moyes.
Anyway, are you feeling confident? You've seen the lineups. Are you confident?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. But I haven't seen Lincoln play. Truth of the matter is, our under-21s, who are in scintillating form, beat Bristol Rovers. And Bristol Rovers had 7 first-team players in it. Bristol, this is like 6 degrees of separation. Bristol Rovers just drew with Lincoln. So I'm predicting a win. Yeah, and I am quite confident of the win. And has there been any slip? Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, of course. Somebody's gone out. Tottenham are no longer in this tournament, right?
Wolves got put out. Tottenham are out. Wolves are out.
So how come Tottenham were not in this round? Didn't start in this round like us?
You're being naughty, Gonzo. There's no Tottenham fans listening to this. If there is, they went out in the previous round on penalties to Fulham. All right.
Why was in the previous round though?
Because they're not in European football.
I see. Sorry. Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I understand.
You're happy. There's there's nobody replying telling you to F off yet, so I don't think
there's no Tottenham fans.
There's no Tottenham fans tuning in. No.
Well, they are. They're just telling me to F off about the Moyes stuff. But not on issues of Tottenham.
I'm not saying that Brian's a Tottenham fan. That's you.
No, I didn't say that. No,
that's you. That's you that's insinuating that, not me. Anyway, Scarborough says it's pathetic about not being able to watch the game. Not this. Well, maybe it is.
What's the point of this stream? Actually, to be fair, they'd have a good point. We can't have a build-up show. Yeah, there we go.
So we can criticise Moyes. What's the point in the League Cup? Teams like Lincoln gain nothing in the early rounds from TV revenue. It infuriates them.
Can you imagine if Lincoln just had been allowed to stream this and they'd have said to West Ham fans, tenner, I'd have paid it, you'd have paid it, Brian would have paid it, and I tell you what, they'd have made 30 quid.
I'd have paid it for Charlie as well, so he could do the watch along.
There you go.
They'd have been rich.
They would. He's right. Scarborough's right.
40 quid. And you know what they could do with that? They can buy a dodgy Fire Stick so they can then stream other games.
I'm sure it's on.
but anyway, yeah, I'm feeling good. Actually, I'm feeling quite confident. I think my grumbling isn't necessarily the starting 11. It's a lack of opportunity for the youngsters at West Ham, and this isn't a new thing. This is my frustration. It's not a one-off. It's not like we're playing the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. I would completely understand why you'd go full strength. Unless we're playing like Port Vale. And I say, hang on a minute, I know it's quarterfinal. We can probably manage one youngster in there. But I get why he's picked this team. But the thing is, though, I just don't like the lack of opportunities for the youngsters at West Ham. And tonight is a rare night where you can probably do it. And we've not taken that. So am I happy with the starting 11? Yes. But at the same time, I think you're allowed to think we're going to win, be happy that we're going to get the likes of Cornet a run out, but also be disappointed at the lack of opportunities for the youngsters, because this isn't a thing that you woke up today and went, do you know what? I'm sick of this lack of. It's a long-term problem at West Ham, and you're looking for evidence of it improving. You're looking for evidence of it changing, the mold breaking. So actually, those youngsters, that talented crop of youngsters that we've currently got, you want evidence that there is a route for them into the first team. You want reasons for them to stay at West Ham. At the minute, all they're being given is evidence as to why to not stay at West Ham, that there isn't a route into the first team. Mark Noble went on the Ben Foster podcast loud and proud earlier this year, February, after January window closed and we let Equa leave, and said with his chest out, we're letting these players leave. We're clearing out the under-21s because we need a route into the first team. That's what I'm doing. Well, it's not even a year later, so it's still a short period of time. We probably shouldn't judge them just yet. But in that period, in that space, we've won the league. We've won the Youth Cup. They've started the season fantastically well. So this is where you're looking at Mark Noble saying, well, you're gonna have to do something now. It's not just David Moyes. He's the one that selects the team, but Mark Noble's the one that's got to change the culture of this football club. It's up to him now. And that's why I'm pissed off tonight. And it's not because of the starting 11. It's because of the reminder the youngsters ain't getting a chance at West Ham United. So that's why I'm grumpy. And that because I can't watch the game.
Yes, yeah, two reasons for grumpiness, actually. Two good reasons. Yeah, look, we just have to see. Ultimately, if you do what Moyes is doing, then you've got to. He either has to win, basically. He has to win tonight. That's it. What he doesn't here's the risk that he goes out and he gets kicked out and he hasn't. There will be people in that youth team who have a potential to be better players than some of the players that are playing tonight. I think that's the thing. And at what point do you give them the opportunity? And you're quite right. I think if I was one of these players now, having not played tonight, I'd do my job. I'd sit on the bench. I'd do the stuff. But tomorrow, I think I'd probably be saying to Moyes, you need to let me go out on loan then. If you're not going to feature me, let me go out on loan. Let me prove what I can do. And then it gives me two options. I can either show you that I can cut it in the first team or I can get a transfer. But at the moment, I'm nowhere. It's a bit of limbo. So, Moyes will bring through youngsters, but I just get the impression, unless they're world class like Wayne Rooney, he's reluctant to do so. The
Scampy says, "Don't go on this website. He thinks something's happened to his phone." That's Gonzo's excuse as well. What's this? I went on Total Sport just came up. I had to warn her the first time she came by when I was watching a game, and before I plugged it into the TV, I was like, "Oh, it's going to come up adverts for like dirty milfs in your area ready for you. Click here." So just so you know, these are going to pop up while I'm watching the game. This has got nothing to do with me.
I'm not. You should say. You said to her, "I'm not after dirty milfs in the area. If I did, I'd want clean ones who lived a long way away."
I'm not stupid,
no,
but just so you know,
who wants a dirty MILF?
While West Ham's on, there's going to be an advert at some point that pops up that says bored gilf in your area waiting for you, or whatever it is.
I'm more on the gilfs. Now,
maybe sometimes accidentally clicked it, but I promise you I was trying to click the very small X in the corner so I could see the pitch. I'm not happy with 90% of the pitch. I want 100% of the pitch. So rather than accepting that advert in the corner, I click the very small X. It doesn't work. It still opens up another page.
They hide the X. Is what
and
they
it's
do.
A fake X. They put a big black one. And you're like, there it is. You click it and it's like, I got you. It's actually a small little white one on a white background in the other corner. So you click the fake X.
You bloody would, Walshy. You bloody would. Disgust me.
Andy wants a dirty milk. Candyman is a dirty dilf.
There you go, dilf. There you go. The grilfs.
Steve says the milfs aren't dirty where he lives.
Let's see. It is by the beach. By the looks of it.
Barry says it's a slosh bucket.
Excellent.
Paper Rock said there are 3 good ad blockers. Hey, I didn't say I wanted an ad blocker, mate. I didn't say I didn't like the adverts.
I like the dirty milfs in the area.
I did not say I didn't like the adverts. I just said when I had company, I had to give a warning that these adverts were going to appear. Anyway, right, shall we leave it there?
I think so. We've run its course, isn't it? Can't watch the game.
People are asking if Charlie's going to do a listen along. He's not going to. I mean, he could if he wanted to, but I'm not going to request him to do a listen along. I think it's a bit weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's going to be us. To be fair, when you do this as well, you do need your headphones. It just the whole thing would be just weird. You have to listen to the game. It'd be weird.
But if we get through tonight and Charlie's internet is okay, Charlie will be doing a live watch along for the cup draw, but only if we win. So we might have a live stream later for the cup draw. Leon, that is naughty. Gonzo, you're just as naughty for clicking on it. If you have enjoyed this video somehow, please do drop a like on it. Subscribe to Hammers Chat. Myself and Gonzo will be back tomorrow with no match review because we can't watch it. But we'll
talk about something, won't we?
Yeah.
Probably that.
Can't
Probably
believe
what
we're out.
About.
It's because we start Ings up front. I promise you. I've never seen it, but I promise you it's because we start Ings up front. I just know it.
You know what the video for tomorrow is going to be?
What?
Will be about Danny Ings, wasn't it? No, I'm joking. Oh,
dirty
I'll leave it alone.
Area. Dirty milfs in your area.
Dirty Ings in your area.
There you go. We'll be back with the Sheffield United preview tomorrow. Catch you in a bit.